Hi, thanks for joining us again on Celebrating Act Two. You can see Art and I are with the fabulous Bill Jordan. He's the boomer. He's the man who put the boom in Baby Boom.
The only place I'm ever called fabulous is with you guys.
Oh, wait. Now I've got to hold, before I ask Bill a question, I have to hold up my shameless plug as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're-
Thank you, Art.
Okay. So, Bill, half a dozen times when we're talking about something totally unrelated to anything we're talking about, you're seeing a movie. You watch movies day and night, it seems, you and your wife, and you really come up with some good stuff. Are you still into movies?
I am, and when you say day and night, it's a weird thing that you would say that because I was just thinking about this. We've got, again, I'm retired for the most part. I'll still do some voiceover work every now and then. She's retired, so I could watch movies day and night, but generally we only settle down to watch movies or like a serialized streaming series at night, starting about after dinner, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. We'll sit, we'll fire something up, take turns of what we're going to watch. I have found, and it's been for a long time, but I'm amazed, I guess I should say, that there are friends and family of mine that have never heard of a website. It's the Internet Movie Database, imdb.com. It is as they like to say, treasure trove
Well,
of information about movies, TV shows, any of that stuff. Fascinating. And I miss most of the movies we're watching because my wife will say, we've seen him in something.
yes.
What have we seen him in? So instead of watching the movie, I get out the phone, go to IMDb, look up the movie we're looking at, find that character, click on the actor's name, come up with his entire filmography, go back and go, oh yeah, we saw him in the 1989 movie, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. It is amazing.
It's a fabulous resource and a little secret. I am surprised that you found it. It's open to the public. There's anybody could find it, but I'm not surprised that your friends never heard of it because it is, at least originally, was a professional tool for the business, for the show business. And if I'll tell you, they're very accurate. So because they only at least it used to only let professionals into the database. You'd pay a fee, you'd join in, you'd put your information in, you'd correct it. Unlike Wikipedia, where anybody can go in and make something up and they're looking for somebody else to correct it.
Right.
At IMDb, all that information is put in by the studios or by the actors or the directors or the professionals themselves. And it's kind of, I thought, was a well-kept secret in the industry, but obviously you guys, everybody knows about it now.
Amazing. It'll give you the release dates. It will tell you when something's coming out, and something that I've started to use it for more and more, not only because we've always like part of the reason when we would go and still, well, actually I take that back, not still, because I've got IMDb. If we go to the theater and see a movie, I would always insist that we stay to the end because I always wanted to see filming locations for whatever reason. I wanted to know where they made the movie. Well, all I got to do is go home now, put the movie in IMDb and scroll to the bottom production notes, and there's the filming locations. Then you can even look up the filming locations and see what other movies have been filmed there. So that's kind of crazy. But what I use it for is we will see a movie, pick a movie. Well, here over the last weekend, we had our granddaughters, and Marianne wanted them to see Mary Poppins. So I go to IMDb to see where Mary Poppins might be showing or where on streaming I might find it.
Wow.
It'll show you where you can see it. Now, this is where sometimes IMDb is incorrect because it told me I could get it on Amazon, but I had to buy it, and it was like $22. That's according to IMDb. Now, when I went to Amazon, I could rent it for under $4, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I've noticed that it's a little wonky about. But you can think of some old movie, and you look it up, and you'll go to the right side of that page, and it'll say it's streaming on Netflix or Amazon Prime for $3.99, or there's
Yeah.
a couple of new ones now. Tubi TV is free, but you've got ads, or Pluto TV. So it'll tell you where to go to find the thing. I'm telling you, it's just, I hate to sound so giddy about a website, but for our interests, it truly is fascinating.
Yeah, they were really. I don't want to rain on IMDb because I've used it at one point when I was making some independent films. I had a pro version so that I could actually post things there. And the one big difference between IMDb and Wiki, which we John and I do a lot of movie reviews, and I go to a Wiki as well because sometimes I have better backstories. But IMDb, in general, if I want to be absolutely sure of something, I'll double check with IMDb because they curate everything. And if you screw around with them, they'll delist you or they won't allow you to post anymore. And then the third site I would also say is Rotten Tomatoes, which actually has two interesting sides to it. One is the critic reviews, and then the audience reviews. And sometimes you'll find the critics panned it. They hated it, and you get a 98% positive on the audience. And they don't have those kind of ratings at IMDb. But what's really great is that if you go and you find the cast, and they also, I think, on IMDb, if it's an episodic TV series, you can find an individual episode that might have had a special guest star that you liked, and click on that person, and then it will give you a branch to everything else that person has been involved in that's been recorded on IMDb, and read their bio and things like that, which that's the kind of stuff that John and I find absolutely fascinating. I'm sure that you do as well.
It's kind of like YouTube. I can get on IMDb and it'll take me all kinds of places.
Yeah.
You know? So the funny thing about the Rotten Tomatoes, and I'll have to look at that. I've heard of it, of course, but I've never gone to their website or Facebook page or any of that because we'll want to go see a movie or see a movie and I'll look it up, say on IMDb, and it'll give you a rating. It'll say, up to 10. So some movies are 9s. It's like, let's watch it. And but others will say like a 4.9. And I'll say, well, critics say it's not that good. And she'll say, well, we don't often agree with what the critics say. But I have found that maybe it's an age thing. As I've gotten older, I agree almost every time with the critics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then you're probably missing some really good stuff because John and I have seen some stuff that the critics have panned that we thought was really great. Now, maybe with that subset of the audience that thought it was really great.
Send the recommendation my way, and we'll give it a whirl.
Somewhere in the future, we're going to talk about going to the movie theater. That's for another time.
Wow. Movie theaters, is that the place that's walls and they have a big screen?
We still do it upon occasion. Upon occasion, we will do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you soon, Bill.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Yep.
Until I see you again.
Live your life, forget your age, and embrace the boom. If you don't get it, it's about boomers. Okay, that's what it's about. All right. Thanks, guys.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.